I honestly don't even know where to start this video, so bear with me. For those that are new, this is Ruby, my 13-year-old Boston Terrier. Over 3 years ago, she was diagnosed with 2 different cancers. She had a mast cell tumor on her hind leg and a sarcoma tumor on her front leg. We've been taking her to Fishers, Indiana, to the VCA hospital ever since for all of her scans and checkups and radiation treatments. On November 18th of last year was her last 6-month checkup at the VCA. Everything turned out to be fine except her heart was a little enlarged, and there is still a possibility that she might have a mass on her brain which is causing tremors in that, but it does not cause any pain. So we just went with that. Fast forward to the end of December, early January. I always let Ruby go out front with me every morning to get the newspaper. She ran through the yard and tripped over one of the holiday decorations, which was one of those blow-up Boston Terriers, the rope. And ever since then, she has been limping on her front leg, which was the leg that had the sarcoma tumor and the radiation. So I thought maybe she just pulled something and it was just taking longer to heal. But it just wasn't healing and she kept limping. So I decided to take her to her regular vet here in Fort Wayne on February 16th. 2 of my daughters worked there, and I told them I wanted to have some x-ray done on her front leg and do some blood work just to make sure her liver, kidneys, heart, lungs, everything's working okay. Because of one of the medications she's on can cause damage to those vital organs. So that's something I do every 6 months. So took her in, they did some scans and came back. And the doctor was explaining a few things and brought up her x-rays. And right away, I noticed it. I thought maybe she had an old fracture and it was healing wrong. But that was not the case. She didn't know if it was caused maybe from radiation treatments that she had in the past. What she thought it was is bone cancer. Bone cancer is very aggressive. And you could see her bone in that picture. I'll put another one up here in a few minutes. It's very, very brittle. The normal one is her other front leg, which was it's supposed to look like, but you could see how dense her bone is. She wanted to have us go back to the VCA to get a second opinion. She sent those x-rays and her blood work over to her doctor in Indy. That very next day, I get a call from the vet, the one here in town. I could not bring myself to answer the phone, so I had my husband talk to the doctor. So as I stood behind him while he's talking to the doctor, I could tell by the change in his voice that it wasn't good. When he hung up the phone, I asked him what they said. And that's when he said that they're pretty sure she has bone cancer. And she wanted us to go to the VCA to get a second opinion from the doctor that has been treating her for her cancers. Bone cancer is very aggressive. And you don't live long with it. So on February 23rd, my husband and I drove Ruby to the VCA. Not one word was spoken. I didn't even record. This footage is from her November 18th visit that I never uploaded. All I could do was hold Ruby and just love on her for the 2 hours that it took to get there. Once we got in there and talked to the doctor, and she took some scans, and she said she could not be 100% sure that it is bone cancer unless they do a bone biopsy. So in order to do that, they would have to sedate Ruby completely to get the sample. And with Ruby's history, that is very, very risky to do. It's about a 20-minute procedure. So she gave us that information and left the room to print out some paperwork to give us an idea on how much that would cost, because they would do that procedure right there and then. As my husband and I talked it over and waited for the doctor to come back in, she handed us the paper, wouldn't even look at it. And we shared on what we decided to do. I did not want to put Ruby through any more procedures, no more pain. So we told them that Ruby would not benefit from this biopsy. The only ones that would benefit from it would be my husband and I, knowing, what it is. And I told Matt before we even went to the vet that I refuse to amputate her arm, because that is the only thing they could do, was to amputate her arm and go through radiation again. And we would only gain a couple of extra months. I know that was the right choice. And same with my husband. So we just thank the doctors for all of their hard work and caring and loving of Ruby. I paid her bill and we headed home. I know it was the right decision not to have it done. But I feel as though I failed Ruby. I should have took her in sooner, although I know the outcome wouldn't be any different. I thought I was doing a good job checking all of my pets every day for any bumps or lumps. And I had told myself, if you don't find anything, they're fine. But with bone cancer, you don't see it. I am still in shock of what they had found and what a high possibility that it is bone cancer. I could have a week, I could have a month, or maybe a couple of months left with Ruby. I've tried to prepare myself since the day she was diagnosed with cancer 3 years ago of losing her. But I taught myself that nothing bad's going to happen to her. Just don't think about it. If you don't think about it, it's not going to happen. But now I have to face it, and I have to deal with it. And to be honest, I haven't been dealing with it very well at all. I've lost 12 pounds. I just have no desire to eat. And when I do try to eat, it doesn't stay down. I have a hard time concentrating. Anxiety, depression, and I hate it. I don't like feeling like this. It's not fair to my kids, my husband, and my pets, and to you guys. So I am going to try my best to enjoy each day as if it's our last. I know there's people out there that just don't understand why people get so upset on losing a pet. But for those that do have pets and care about their pets and cherish their pets, will understand the grief, the sorrow, the pain. So please know you're not alone. You are not alone on feeling sad, depressed. It's not easy. But I know it's not healthy for me to sit on the couch for over a week crying, thinking the worst. I need to get up. I need to do the things I normally do. And I am trying so hard to do that. I haven't been on social media. And I just need to keep my mind busy and just enjoy my time I have left with Ruby. And I want you guys to enjoy her too. So thank you to all of you that has helped Ruby. And for loving her as much as I do. I don't think I'll ever, ever, ever have another dog like her. What scares me is picturing my life without her. And that scares me so much. So again, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go to a store and try to do my normal things. So again, thank you, all of you, for all of your love, your prayers. It has meant the world to me and Ruby. Thank you.
This is the long bone of the front leg. And right here, this part of the bone has a very unorganized appearance. So normally, you can see, normally we have nice, smooth outline with a pretty consistent, thicker cortice and less thick sort of medulla or middle of the bone. And we just lose our normal architecture here, and even a little bit lower, it's kind of a wavier, different appearance.